the government will now, as a sovereign, borrow overseas. What are your thoughts, sir? Are we ready to go in that direction?
I have my own doubts. I mean, this we have discussed since in the early 90s, immediately after liberalization. We have always thought that it is much better that sovereign borrowing in foreign currency should be avoided, because the only institutions that have gone out to borrow are public sector enterprises. That we had agreed to and that we allowed, but allowing the government to go and borrow in foreign currency, in my view, is perhaps something that can be avoided. Certainly, we are now allowing the foreign institutions to buy Indian government bonds in rupees. Therefore, the exchange risk is borne by the outsider. But if you borrow in foreign currency, then the exchange risk is also borne by us. May not be the most desirable thing to do.
Dr. Rangarajan, in some ways it's a realization of the falling household savings, and that perhaps that pool is no longer enough to fund the investment needs of this country. If we are going in that direction, who sets the prudential limit? Would this be the RBI limit for foreign investment in government bonds in terms of how much of the pool they can hold?
Well, I think it's a matter of decision between the government and the Reserve Bank. I mean, how much they should really borrow, because that again depends upon the ability of the government to repay later on and so on. Therefore, first of all, as I said, that I don't think it's a very wise decision to do. But second of all, if it is being done, then both the Reserve Bank and the government should really sit down together and see how much they want to borrow. Now, I would say that if, for example, the foreign investment that is coming into the country is really adequate, then the government should avoid going outside and make the foreign borrowing in foreign currency. I think it all depends upon the extent of the flow of foreign funds into the country. At the moment, it seems to be adequate. The minister herself said at one point that the flow of foreign direct investment and the flow of portfolio investment seem to be of the right order. If that is so, I do not think there is any compelling reason why the government should go out and borrow.